So hello to everyone, this is Phantom Duels here, and today I'm going to be doing What If Deku Became a Vampire. So in this What If, this is going to be a brand new What If where I make a whole lot of changes to the Deku universe. Inko is not going to be, basically to the My Hero Academia universe, Inko is not going to be Izuku's mother. So basically, Inko Midoriya is not Izuku's mother. Another thing that I want to explain, Izuku is no one knows who is Izuku's parents. So Inko is just Izuku's adopted stepmother, or yeah, we could just say Izuku. Inko is Inko is Izuku's stepmother in this What If. Who she's the one that's gonna turn Izuku into a vampire, and she's gonna be the one that's turning Izuku into a vampire. We're going to start the What If. So this is going to be What If Deku was. What if Deku became a vampire, or was be, or was a vampire? If you guys have seen the anime UQ holders, you understand why this what if sounds similar to it. The reason why it sounds similar is because in that anime, a kid was actually just a project clone of a old legendary person, and that's gonna be the same thing of Deku. But I'm not exactly I'm not exactly making Deku an old legend, the clone of a legendary person who died saving the world. No, 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 no. So yeah, I'm gonna come back real quick. So basically in this, so that's all I had to explain about the what if. Hope you guys enjoyed. Let's get into the video. So yeah, we start out where we see a kid on the ground with two old people holding him. The kid has, for now, has green hair, and how do you call it? Green hair and green eyes for now. Green hair and green eyes. This is main canon Izuku. So we see canon Izuku on the ground with blood coming out of his head. As Izuku's parents, who are actually just scientists, I'm gonna pause real quick. So yeah, in the main explanation that's going to happen for now, Izuku's actual parents are just scientists who were told to make Izuku as the clone of this person. But Izuku just came out to be his own person, not like, but to still have the same abilities as this one person. The reason is Izuku has this ability of the person that I'm gonna be talking about, which is basically Inko. Inko's a legendary vampire known around the vampire world, which vampires do exist on this universe that I created. Since vampires exist, since vampires exist in this universe, Inko is not a threat, but no one knows that vampires exist. Only Inko and Izuku, who's about to be turned into one sooner or later. So I'm gonna pause real quick. Give me a moment. Sorry if I took long. It's because I'm helping. I was helping someone do something. So yeah, the what if is like that. So yeah, after that, Inko comes, which her actual name is Inko. Hasashi Hasashi never married Inko, so Inko and Hasashi were never married. So yeah, Inko knows that Hasashi and is Inko knows that this person who is next to this kid right now is called Hasashi. And yes, that's what I was talking about. When I said Inko and Hasashi were never married, I just meant it for that. I needed it for the what if. I needed Hasashi for the what if. So then we keep going. After a few moments, Hasashi says something instead. So it's actually you, Inko. Can you, as he was spitting out blood, please save the kid? He was explaining something else about this kid being a copy of someone that he cannot reveal, but he is actually related to you, Inko. When Inko heard this kid is related to her, she just laughed and said that it can be true. No one's related to her. No one's related to her. But then Hasashi laughed and said, okay, Inko, you believe what you want to believe. Hasashi then said his last words instead. Make sure to never let him rage, or else his vampire side will be unlocked. When Inko heard that, she was like, this kid is a vampire? Sasashi then said yes, and then he died. So then we continue to a few weeks later, not a few weeks later, a few days later. Izuku woke up in the hospital, and the doctor explained that his parents, or so-called parents, died on a car crash, and this lady right here, a friend of your dad, is going to adopt you. Then Izuku just looked at the person with a mad face. He just looked like he didn't want to be adopted by her. So Izuku agreed to it because he didn't want to live without a parent. Okay, then we skip a few years later. Izuku's now 4 years. Izuku is basically 13 years old, right? No, not 13 years old. 15 years old, like in the anime, when he first fought the slug villain. When this happened, Izuku was never taken to the quirk doctor. Wanna know why? His vampire side. Oh my god. Because of his vampire side, they could never take him to the quirk doctor. Asashi told Inko that. So Inko promised never to do it. And she already knew that if she did it, well, then she's calling upon hell. There's gonna be a bunch of questions asking, how are vampire real? Is she a real vampire? And she's gonna have to answer a lot of problems which she doesn't want to be bothered for. So then, after then, in those few moments, Inko started to train Izuku hand-to-hand combat. Not telling him why was she not taking him to the quirk doctor, why was she not doing none of that. Oh, he was even saying what he was even starting to call her mom, saying why was she not taking him to the quirk doctor. All of his friends are going to the quirk doctor to see if they got a quirk, but she always said that no, 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 you're gonna come out quirkless. Trust me, don't do it. As Izuku listened to his mother and just kept quiet. When Izuku did that, nothing happened. So then we see 15-year-old Izuku getting into a fight with Bakugo. Bakugo got into a fight with Izuku as Izuku told Bakugo to stop bothering him. He didn't do anything to you. I didn't do anything to you. As Bakugo said, yes you did, you quirkless loser. You can't even have a quirk, as Izuku said. Why do you keep bothering me, Bakugo? I haven't done anything to you. But then Bakugo said, you wanna know what you did, quirkless loser? You don't have a quirk, and look at you. You wanna still become a hero, even though you don't have a quirk. As Izuku said, yeah, so I can still become a hero. But then, Bakugo just punches Izuku on the head, making him awaken something that was supposed to be sealed away for a very long time. Since Izuku's about to awaken this thing, no one knew what was going to happen. Is Bakugo dead? Is everything gonna is he going to even live? But then we see Izuku, who Izuku, when Izuku woke up. When Izuku looked at Bakugo, one of his eyes were sober, were kind of like a purplish, but still sober, and the other one was kind of like a sky blue. Bakugo says, "So you finally awaken your quirk, you loser." But then Izuku appeared instantly in front of Bakugo and said, "Die." In a heartless, cold voice, he was about to stab Bakugo, but Inko appeared and said, "No, no, no, Izuku. If he dies, you're in trouble." But then Izuku's eyes changed to red, and then he grabbed Inko's hand and slammed her into the ground. When Inko saw that, she instantly caught herself and grabbed Izuku's hand and did the same thing, but Izuku just grabbed himself again. Inko was still shocked that a novice vampire could do that, and was still not going for blood, as Izuku looked at Inko and said, "Why are you helping him?" Inko said, "No, no, 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 I'm not helping this kid. He really does need you to kill him, but still, it's not good for you to be going after people when they did nothing to you." As Izuku said, but before Izuku could disappear, Inko hit Izuku on the head and said, "You're not going anywhere, Izuku." As Izuku lost consciousness and fell asleep. Then Inko said, "And you, mind not to try it again. He'll go berserk on you, trust me." As Bakugo listened and never went for Izuku. So after that, everything went normal. So I'm gonna do something real quick. So basically, yeah, no, I'm not gonna do it. So basically, after that, happened, Izuku woke up in a couch in front of Inko. As Inko said, "Well, you finally woke up. Now, explain to me, Izuku. Do you feel like you need your thirst for blood? Do you feel like you want thirst for blood?" As Izuku then nodded. As he said, "Well, as she said, it's even worse than I expected. Your thirst for blood is much worse than a normal vampire should be." Then, after a few moments of that, Inko grabbed a bag of blood and brought it towards Izuku and told him to drink it. As Izuku drank it so fast that Inko was shocked to see that this kid didn't even regret drinking it. Then Izuku said, "Ah, I feel so much better." Then Inko said, "Wow." So then, uh, so then Izuku did. So then Izuku said, "Oh, I feel so much better." So then Izuku said, "Ah, I feel so much better." His eyes went back to the normal color of a vampire for Izuku's kind. His one eye went. It's like the thumbnail. One eye was a purple kind of color, and the other one was a blue. And his hair also changed. It went into the same color as the thumbnail. So when that happened, Ingo started to explain that Izuku's a vampire Izuku was turned into a vampire because of her. Not explaining who actually made him into a vampire. That Izuku didn't mind anything, so he just continued with his life and told her to teach him how to control his powers, so he doesn't go on a rampage for blood again. Then Inko said, "That's gonna happen almost every time you don't drink blood." Then Izuku just looked at her and said, "That doesn't help." When Izuku said that, Inko just laughed and laughed. So then we skip a year later. Izuku's now 16 years old. He's about to go into UA High. So when Izuku went, so when Izuku trained his powers, he had a control over ice, fire, and one more secret ability that Inko never told him he had it. He could manipulate the time around him, or basically manipulate time. But that'll take a lot of force out of him. Izuku will mostly. I'm gonna pause real quick. Sorry about the pause. Izuku will only stick to his, how do you call it, ice manipulation and the speed that he has and the strength that he has, because we all know vampires have a weird massive amount of strength, which Izuku is gonna be sticking to. When Izuku did that, he just told his mom, is there more abilities that I have? But Inko just told him as lying to him, saying that he only had those few abilities. As Izuku then listened to him. His eye vision is much better than anyone, so he could even see through walls if he wanted it to. So yeah, this video is gonna be a short one because I want to save more parts for the what is. So the next part will be around 45 minutes long, or 30 more, or an hour or so, because when I do the 1 hour of this series, it's because I'm gonna go through almost half of the UA story and then go to the more on another 1 hour part. So yeah, let's continue. So after that, Inko then explain more about Izuku's ability in the vampire history. That there's more vampires around the world that he could copy abilities from because of his copy ability. Yes, instead of his time manipulation, he has another ability, copy. When his eyes turn those two colors you see on the screen or in the thumbnail, that's the Izuku ability to copy other vampires' abilities or quirks. Yes. So Inko's gonna send them to a cousin or a sibling that she had when she was born, when she was first turned into a vampire, who was called Carlisle. And the next part will be when we meet Carlisle. Thank you guys for watching. This is Phantom Duosi, and I'm going to be dropping this what if today, tomorrow, or later on today. I will be dropping the next what if. Goodbye.